Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new, and let's get straight into today's Cherry Blossom acrylic nails. So today I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of nail prep, and as you can see my nails are quite crusty, but that is okay. We're gonna go ahead and fix that. First, I'm gonna go in with my cuticle pusher. This step just helps with lifting up any dead skin around the cuticle, and it also ensures that your sets last longer. Now, of course, you want to make sure to be careful and to not push the cuticle too much. You don't want to hurt yourself in this process. Next, I'm going in with my cuticle bit. I like to use my drill on the lowest speed that I can possibly do. Because we are working on top of the natural nail, we want to make sure that we are being not too rough. You don't want to go over the surface too many times, and I would highly recommend holding the drill bit parallel to the nail plate. This is going to help prevent rings of fire and dents in your nail. So I did go ahead and clip my cuticles off camera. I didn't include that in today's video because I am using a new cuticle nipper. Now, I don't know why, but every time I use a new cuticle nipper, I feel really insecure and it almost feels as if I've never used one before. And so I didn't want to include it in today's footage because it was definitely rough and I don't recommend following what I did for my cuticles. Now, with that being said, you want to make sure that when you are clipping the cuticles that you are not clipping off your actual skin. You are just cutting that little bit of new growth. Grooming your cuticles is more of a cosmetic thing, so I wouldn't recommend going overboard anyways. As you can see, I'm going in with my medium sanding band just to remove the shine from the natural nail. Now, I do still have a layer of clear acrylic on the majority of my nails, but I do like to do this step just to make sure that the acrylic sticks better. And now we are ready for the tip application. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and clean off my nails with some isopropyl alcohol. Next, I'm going in with my XXL nail tips. And honestly, you guys, I think these are starting to be my favorite tips of all time. I just feel like they're so versatile. I really love the length. I don't like having to double tip my nails. Not to mention, they are very much square, so I don't have to do a lot of filing. And I think my favorite thing out of everything is that they are no C-curve, which means they fit on a variety of different nails. I'm going to be gluing on those nail tips with some KDS nail glue as always, but to be honest, I'm kind of thinking of looking for a new nail glue. I haven't really been liking how KDS glue has been working for my nail tips, so yeah, to be honest, I'm kind of just over KDS. I'm thinking of maybe trying the Kiara Sky nail glue. I hear that that one's really good, but if you guys have any suggestions, let me know down in the comments below. And so at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and take my nail scissors just to clip them down just a tiny bit. As usual, I'm going to go in with my medium grit sanding band just to blend the tip into the natural nail. And for the most part, I'm just focusing on where the tip and the natural nail meet. This is just because I don't like when there's a ledge. I feel like it definitely ruins the acrylic application. Just remember to apply a very light pressure and to be very gentle with your nails. Okay, and similarly to my last video, I am going to be creating that nice C-curve shape using my medium grit sanding band. I've kind of been thinking of maybe not doing this shape for every single one of my videos. I know that there are a lot of people who probably don't like the shape, so I'm thinking of maybe doing something that's more suited for the masses. I kind of feel like everyone's used to the straight across tip look, so I think I want to do a few looks with that as well. Now during this process, you want to make sure to take your time and to not try and move too fast. This is definitely very crucial in making sure that the C-curve is nice and even. And like I mentioned before, you want to make sure that you have a good hold on the nail tip. I would recommend holding it with your pinky or even your ring finger, just to make sure that the tip is not shaking all over the place. So now we are on to the application process, and I'm just going to go in with my Mia Secret primer and dehydrator as always. So for my nails, I always like to go 2 and 2, so 2 coats of primer and 2 coats of dehydrator. I feel like this just helps the nails bond a little bit better to the natural nail. So as you guys have seen from my previous uploads, I typically like to do one nail in at least 4 to 5 beads. Sometimes that's more, sometimes that's less. You guys can probably tell, but like I feel like I always have a set number of beads that I use for certain nails, or maybe the bead sizes are different for specific nails, and I don't really know why I do that. I kind of just feel like, I don't know, I'm so used to doing my nails a certain way, so it's like, I don't know. But yeah, like I just recommend doing anything that you are comfortable with, whether that's 2 or 3 beads or, you know, 8 or 9. It really doesn't matter as long as you're trying to make sure that your application is as smooth as possible for the shaping. So while we have some time to chat a little bit while I do this application, I did want to give you guys a little bit of an update on my custom press-ons. So yeah, I'm super excited. Everything that I need is here, and I am officially ready to start selling my press-ons. Now I did go ahead and practice a little bit with the products that I ordered, and I basically made a little bit of a reel and, you know, a YouTube short and also a TikTok. And to be honest, it definitely is going to take some getting used to, like doing nails on the little stands. But in reality, it was so much fun to, you know, do this full set that I had full control over, that wasn't on my hands for a change. I do think that me taking a break from doing my nails would probably be a good idea. So I'm thinking maybe the next few uploads could be some press-ons. Not exactly sure yet. I really don't know. But if you guys are interested in knowing a little bit more about my press-ons, I will be answering some questions through my DMs on Instagram at Nails by Kai. Now I know that my little press-on endeavor is not gonna pop off like as soon as I would like it to, but I am still super excited about what the future holds for me. I've just been really enjoying everything to do with nails and how far I've come and just seeing my growth. It's just really been an overall like exciting experience, and I'm truly grateful to have this amount of support from so many different people all over, you know, YouTube and Instagram and all of those different things. It's like, I don't know, like it's starting to make me feel like I'm an imposter or something. But yes, if you are interested in learning a little bit more about my press-ons and, you know, inquiries and stuff like that, do follow me on Nails by Kai, and I will gladly answer any questions you have for me. I also wanted to talk about another thing that I've been thinking about the last few videos that I've posted. So far I've just been making content that I'm comfortable with making, but I wanted to know if there's anything you guys would like to see in specific from me. For example, if you guys wanted an acrylic tutorial or maybe even a shaping tutorial, things like that. Like I want to make sure to continue to make content that I'm comfortable with making, but I also want to make sure that you guys are viewing content that you would be interested in as well. So if you have any requests or anything like that, please feel free to let me know down in the comments. Okay, so here's what the application is looking like, and I absolutely love it in this lighting. As always, I'm going to go in with my 80/80 grit nail file just to file underneath the nail and the side walls of the nail. Now, usually I don't have a lot of work to do when it comes to filing, but specifically for this set, I really wanted to make sure that I didn't overfile because the undersides of the nail and the side walls of the nail were pretty much intact. So yeah, the filing process might not take too long for today. So if you keep your acrylic application nice and smooth, you won't have to do too much work during this step. So now I'm going in with my fine carbide bit just to seal the cuticle. I typically go for the medium carbide bit, but again, I didn't have to do much work, so I didn't want to overfile the nail. Now for this step, I typically just like to make sure that I'm correcting the apex of the nail, just making sure that it's nice and smooth and it has that round appearance. And of course, as always, if your nails are short enough to be able to do this, you can always take that carbide bit all the way down the surface of the nail just to make sure that everything is nice and smooth. But as you guys know, my nails are pretty long in this video, so I will be going in with that same 80/80 grit nail file just to get the surface of the nail. And as always, whether you're using a carbide bit, a sanding bit, or a cuticle bit, you want to make sure that you are being very gentle and not applying too much pressure as to not cause any heat spikes. And as I just mentioned, I will be going in with that 80/80 grit nail file just to smooth out the entire surface of the nail. So in this clip, you can actually see where I'm filing the tip of the nail straight across, like I'm not giving it a curve at all. I feel like this just helps it give a different sheen once you go in with your layer of top coat. Now, of course, if you are recreating this set, you are free to file however you want, but for today's video, I will be filing the nails this way. Now, for those who are not comfortable with an electric drill, or maybe you are a beginner and you have issues with getting the nail super smooth, I would recommend using a nail file simply because it's easier to get that smooth surface. So at this point, I'm going in with the same fine carbide bit just to reinforce the moon crescent shape. And if you are doing this shape, I would recommend trying to perfect that crescent shape as much as you can during the tip process. So like when you're gluing on the tips, that is really the time you want to like focus on making it as good as you can. And that's really just because it is a little bit more difficult to get that crescent shape when you have a very thick layer of acrylic covering the nail. And if you're lazy like me and you don't really feel like going in and correcting anything, making sure that it's perfect during the tipping process is very much important. And lastly, before getting into the nail art, I will be taking my mini buffer just to buff and smooth the surface of the nails. Now, of course, this step is not mandatory, but I love to do this to prevent bleeding of the gel polish onto parts of the nail you really don't want it. Specifically for today's video, I will be doing a French, so I love to make sure that the nail is nice and smooth. So before we start any of the liner, I will be cleaning off every nail with some isopropyl alcohol. And next I'm gonna go in with this mint green like gel polish. It is one of the gel paints from the Savalan kit that I have linked below in a few of my videos. So it's one of those mint colors mixed with a little bit of white gel polish just to make it slightly lighter. And if I can remember exactly what color I used for today's video, I will link it down in the description box below. So after doing the first layer of the French, I did go in with a second layer, and now I'm going in with this really dark brown just to create the branches for the cherry blossom tree. Now, one thing that I will mention that I thought was like pretty odd, I mean, in my opinion, it was kind of odd, but whatever. So yeah, anyways, while I was looking up designs to do for my next video, which is the video you're watching right now, I was going into like the YouTube, Google searches or whatever, and I literally did not see a single design of like the Arizona green tea nails. I didn't see a single one that was like recent. So I was like, oh my gosh, like that's kind of weird. And it's not even weird as in like, oh, like I would think that more people would be doing this design. It's more weird as in I see it all the time on Instagram and I'm not sure as to why no one has made a video on it. So I was like, oh yeah, so like definitely we can do this. We can definitely do something that is spring inspired. I've really just been trying to get into spring nails as soon as I possibly can because I just feel like if I wait, I'm never going to do it. But yeah, like I don't know. I feel like when I have ideas to like do things and I wait on it, like I just never get it done, and like that's a problem I'm working on. But yeah, with me getting such an early head start, I can probably get out a few spring inspired sets. I definitely want to do more inspired sets for the spring than I did for Valentine's Day. I think I only have maybe 3 Valentine's Day sets, which is pretty embarrassing to say the least. But yeah, I'm hoping to get more sets out for the spring. Definitely still looking for some more inspiration. I feel like spring nails are always like, I don't know, like butterflies and stuff. And I love butterflies and like flowers and stuff, but I don't know, it's definitely not me. But then again, it's spring nails, so it would make sense for it to be butterflies and flowers. But yeah, enough of me rambling. I'm definitely going to be looking for some more spring nails inspiration. So yeah, do be prepared to see more spring nails in the near future. So now I'm going in with a layer of top coat just to finish off the French. So for today's set, I will be using acrylic to make those cherry blossom petals. And because they are so small, I am going in with the top coat first. This is really just because I don't want to accidentally cover up those petals with the clear. I really don't like how that looks, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this top coat on first. But if you are, you know, a fan of like the shiny acrylic flowers, I would recommend doing the flowers and then putting the top coat on last. And of course, after applying it, just make sure to cure it for a full 60 seconds. Okay, so now we are on to the acrylic flowers. I'm using very, very small beads. I don't really do acrylic flowers often on myself. I typically do them on like, maybe like my mom. She's really the only person that I do acrylic flowers on. But yeah, I actually really love how these came out. I tried to make them as small as possible just to make sure that it was in line with the size of the branches. Now, it's not necessary to use acrylic for this step. I've seen people paint on the cherry blossom leaves with gel polish. I know a lot of people like to use the flower charms, but for today I decided that I didn't really feel like painting on the flowers, and I don't have those flower charms, so I did just go in with the acrylic. Now, for those who are using this method and going in with the acrylic flowers after the top coat, make sure that you are keeping the acrylic as neat as possible because that monomer can start to make the top coat really murky. So try and keep the beads as dry as you can possibly get them without like making them crumbly or anything like that. If you feel like it's necessary, you can always put a little bit of acetone in that monomer so that the beads dry up a little bit faster. So after the first finger, I just went ahead and did the same process with all the other fingers. As you can see here, I love how these look. These are so beautiful. So to finish off these nails, I am going to go in with a little bit of some cuticle oil just to make sure everything looks super nice and moisturized. And that concludes this cherry blossom acrylic set. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't really do acrylic flowers on my nails, but I had a lot of fun doing them actually. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Let me know in the comments if you guys would wear this set. Are you guys still into the Arizona tea nails? I know it's kind of an old trend, but I did want to bring it back. There are so many other Instagrammers who are bringing it back as well, and I'm really here for it. I love this set. So yes, that concludes today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for tuning in today, and I will see you guys in the next one.